Do you ever just go outside and stare at the sky? Like, how often do you look up? I believe that our gadgets, our phones, um, once you look down, you tap into social media, news, fears of the world. It's just like if you step outside of yourself and look, it literally turns you into a robot. You stop, you look down, and you're in trance. You're into a program of belief systems of what's going on, of, how many likes, of trends, of, you know, all of these other things that really, when you put the phone down and you look around, you see none of that. A few years ago, I meditated for the first time, and I got powerful, powerful visuals, and I was taken back because I had never experienced the magic of my mind and explored what happens when you go in. I was just really depressed. I was down. My spirit had been broken. I was low on faith, and I was self-destructing. And I just really wanted, something to change, something else to be real. And I had been told by, a friend years before that meditation was the thing. And, he gave me this visual of like picturing little balls of light, like tiny ones, filling me up from my toes, filling up my whole body. So with each breath, I, filled myself up with more light and exhaled anything that was negative or heavy. Now, even though it sounded great, I tried to meditate many years ago, and I just couldn't do it. I couldn't muster enough focus, enough belief to believe it's truly a gift, and I couldn't do it. I didn't have enough information to understand what was beyond. And finally, when I, needed a change so bad that I was like, I'm going to try this. My mind just came alive as I was blowing out all of the negative and breathing in. And I took my time. I just sat Indian style on my rug, and I just took my time filling myself with light. And I let these balls of light be super tiny, like the guy describes, and just like, not just fill up, like, leveling up, but, bounce around and fill and fall and fill up and fall, and, just like lighting up every part of my body, every cell. And as I was blowing out, I got this visual. I was blowing out light, and there was a floor of what it seemed like to be bodies on fire. They were red and on fire, and they were leveled like a rug, and they were just all moving like in a program. Now I can understand that that's what it was. And as I was blowing light, I was basically turning off their fire. And I mean, I knew that I had a expansive mind, but I mean, it shocked me because it was so vivid. It was there. It just played. And as I'm blowing, and I'm like, I opened my eyes, and I was like, what? was shocked. It was magical. And I felt like I was being called to do something, or it was, letting me know that that is the power of light. And I was so in awe of what was inside of my mind. And when I fell asleep, I was attacked by negative energy. It was scary. It felt like abuse because I would be put in so much fear by these energies or these characters that were being played in the movie of my dream. And I would fear for my life so much. And I was so terrified that I would come out into consciousness, and it would pull me back in, and I would come back out and it would pull me back in. And I was like, I was scared. I was scared. I was living with my mom at the time, and she walked in a little bit later, and I said, "Mommy, I'm scared to go to sleep. I'm like being attacked, like I'm having really bad dreams, and I don't know, I'm just scared, And she was like, "Well, Mommy, you could come lay with me, or, like rezale a Dios, habla a Diosito que Él te cuida, tú tienes que hacer las cosas bien, es porque estás en mal camino." Meaning that, baby, it's because you're in a bad path, so, you got to pray to God, and, He'll take care of everything. You have to get closer to Him. And she asked me if I wanted to go sleep with her in her bed. And I was like, "No, Mommy, I got it, but I stood up for a minute, and I wouldn't go back to sleep because I was so scared. And I just thought, no, I'm not up for the task. It's scary. I didn't realize the power of the darkness as well. And I just, I curled up like a little baby, and I was scared. And I was like, no, I'd rather not believe in anything. I'd rather not look into anything. I'll never do this again. I'd rather stay right here, work my little job, live my little routine, and keep my head down. And then I thought, who am I to let God down? That's the power of His love. And even though I believe that the Bible is very edited, we're not getting the real version of a lot of things. What I did take from it is that, there was a sacrifice for the greater good, and the willpower and the strength and the faith of following your path and not being afraid of fire, of pain, of the dark energy and people and what they would do. And I thought, no, my God, that's a powerful God. My God is strong. My God is fearless. My God has my back. And I said, no, I'm going to fight against it. I am. No, you're not taking me down. That's embarrassing. That is embarrassing for me to do that. I would not be able to live with myself. And so as I fell asleep again, boom, there it goes. I mean, and when I say I'm being attacked, it's not like, oh, I'm having a nightmare and like bad things are happening. Like, no, the look is in their eyes, and they're letting me know, like, I'm coming for you, inflicting their fear on purpose, breaking me. My willpower with God, source, the divine in mind, I was able to step consciously into my dreams. And I remember I was going through this scenario. I'd rather not talk about it, but you know, I was able to take actual action to, you know, hurt the person that was hurting me. And they weren't really hurt, but they kind of looked like, and I gave them that look, and it was like, yep, I'm in the game. I'm in this, what you want to do, you know. And as everything came for me, and it was, you know, multiple people, all men. I love men though. I love my men for sure. So nothing against them, but it was all men. And as they stepped to me, I stopped running, you know. And I remember I grabbed one and I just turned him into like a little sandbag, you know. And I just swung it around and I just threw him over there. And at that moment, I was powerful. I was directed, you know. I was guided, you know, by belief, by faith in source. And it was a very empowering experience for me. And as I was being chased, you know, I'd be driving, you know, down the street, and I knew that they were catching up to me, and I would make the freeway go up, and like, you know, so that I can go out of it and they could kind of hold them back. Like I was able to manipulate things in my dream and, you know, just fight against that energy. And, you know, this was the first time that it happened to me, but it hasn't been the last. And what happens after that is you just become powerful. You just drift off somehow into your sleep, and you don't wake up till the next day, you know. And then you're like, whoa, well, what just happened, you know? And I knew at that moment that I was powerful, that I knew how to appreciate when I'm being shown the power of me and the magic that exists in this universe and the universe that is inside of our mind. And I remember, you know, being shocked. I mean, I'm not going to say that suddenly you're just enlightened, like, oh my gosh, like life is beautiful, you know, which it is. But it's scary and it's overwhelming, and it's a mental shock. It is a shock to the brain. It is a stop to the programs. And you have to figure that shit out in your mind. You have to declutter your mind from what you thought was truth. And now you're left with all of this information. And I was just overwhelmed, and I was in awe, and I didn't know what to say to people. And I was intrigued, and I was like, holy cow. Is that a thing? Holy cow? I was like, wow. Wow. And what I started doing next, that I believe kind of set in place that magic, that experience, and catapulted me into the synchronicities that led after that, was I started looking up. I was like, wow, look around. Everything is leading to source. This beautiful sky. The trees grow up, the flowers grow up. They're there to, you know, enhance our experience as we walk through life, just waving around, growing, blooming, blossoming, reminding us of the divinity of life. And the sun comes up, the sun goes down, the moon comes up. It rains, it shines, just everything is up. and just realizing how much people don't look up. And when I would look up, I would just get like a download of vitamins. Like I would get fed. It's like the flower finally realized where to look. And just like exalted me into this perception of beauty. I saw everything. I noticed everything. How carefully this earth was made for us. And I was always late to work. I was always rushing. I was always just like so like all over the place. And I started slowing down and moving with the universe, dancing with it. If a car, was going to get in front of me, and, the way that I would move and get over and hurry up and rush and, make turns and, try to like drive frantically to work, I let the car go by. I just moved with whatever was supposed to happen in the universe. I didn't listen to no music, but one album, I had just downloaded it. It was from Willow Smith. What is it called? I don't know. I'll let you guys know. I'll put it down when I post this. But that's what I listened to for 2 weeks straight. And the songs that I liked, and even the songs that I didn't love, I learned to love them. Her words, she is like beyond her time. And I was like, wow, you little woman, you, I look up to you. Your vibe is so fire. Your words are carefully chosen. Your vibration is precise. And I just really grew an admiration for her. And I didn't go out. I didn't stay after work. I didn't really hang out. I didn't do nothing but appreciate the universe, the earth, and all of its creations, and listen to her. And it just took me on this journey, this experience, and the universe started dancing with me. When I tell you, everything moved with me. I was programmed by the divine, for sure. I mean, it's like if I'm like, oh man, where's that paper? And then this would fall, and I'm like, oh, it's right here. Okay. Man, I need to get, where are my shoes at? I'll tap into something. I'm like, oh, they're right there. Like literally, yes, like every day, all day. I was like, oh, okay. Hello. Hi, I see you. Wow, you're alive. There was never parking in front of my mom's house. And I came home at all different times of night, because I'd work late, work early, and never. I'd have to park blocks behind, like rarely, like maybe in a couple months, maybe twice I'd find parking on my block, the block, not even the front, the block. And there was always parking, like in front, right there, any time of the day. As many times as I left, went in, came out. And I'm like, oh, wow, that's awesome. And I'm like, wow, that's awesome. And I'm like, oh, this is one of your things? You're doing this for me? And, I still, even though I was seeing everything, a part of me feels like it's a dream, and I'm going to wake up out of it, and I'm silly to believe because of anywhere that I go into, work, step into conversations, friends, the eating area, just every conversation that I tapped into was just so like, when you really pay attention, it's just like, wow, like, how does that benefit anyone? And so it's kind of like, it's a hard balance trying to stay in your magic and then everything around you, because it's this 3D dimension is so real, you know, to the perception too. So I was balancing that out, but I was keeping my little nudges, you know, like, nope, I see you, I see what you're doing, I'm moving with you. And so yeah, every day I would come and it's like, again, 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 again. And I'm like, no, like, it's like late, like there's gonna be, everyone's home, there's gonna be no parking. And again, and beyond my, when I thought it was too much, again. And I'm like, wow, you are beautiful. Your language is just beautiful. And I I remember I was gonna shop for some shoes. It was like a Macy's, you know, blowout sale, and the Macy's was big, and they had like half of the shoes on that side, shoes all throughout this middle area, registers all over, and then a whole nother section of shoes on this area. And they had like boxes of like all of the like clearance shoes and stuff that, you know, people were just trying on and throwing in, miscellaneous boxes of stuff that needed to be put back with its pair, everything, right? And I'm on this side and I find this blue shoe. I was really attracted to, like electric blue, light, all of a sudden, right? And I fell in love with it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, do you have this, you know, in a 7? And they were like, actually, this is the last pair. And I was like, oh, do you have the other one, or could you help me find it? And they looked, they said, honey, it could be anywhere. And I was like, oh man, I love this shoe. I really love this shoe. I want it. You know what? I'm powerful. I have the ability to create any reality that I want. I move with the universe. I have faith. I have spirit. I believe. I am magic. I'm like, no, the way that things are going, I know that I will be able to locate exactly where that shoe is at. And I'm on this side and I'm thinking, okay, you know what? The shoe is not going to be where I expect it to be. Just because it's here doesn't mean that the shoe is on this end. I bet you it's in that end, and it's going to be on those racks over there. And I had a lot of options to look through the boxes, to look through the stuff that was over here. It was a mess everywhere. I said, it's all the way on that end. I know it. And I walked over there and I literally said, I had one shoe in my hand and I said, baby, I'm walking around the aisles, right? And I'm picking the aisle that I'm going to go into where the racks are at. And I'm like, baby, I'm going to find you. I turn, bam. Bam. You heard that? Bam. Right there was the shoe. And I said, wow, this is really happening. I walked up to the register so happy, and the girl was like, you found it that quick? Wow, you're lucky. I said, no, I'm Source. And she was like, yes, you are, honey. You know, took it as light talk, but I meant it. And, you know, a lot of things happened. A lot of things happened. That's just a couple, you know, but my experience, you know, during that time, I get emotional. my bubble was burst in a positive way, and looking up was what created that magic for me, because I was aware of the universe, and the universe likes to be acknowledged. Source likes to know that you believe, that you see, that you're awake. And the more that you appreciate and acknowledge the beautiful coincidences, which they're not, they're synchronicities, that's the universe. It's the universe's language. It's the universe telling you you're on the right path. Yep. Kudos. 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 Like. Follow. So make sure that you are acknowledging the beauties of this world. And you're letting the universe know, hey, I see you. I see what you're doing. And that you give more love and praise to Source. Look up. Stop and smell the flowers. Say hi to the trees. Wink at the moon. Blow a kiss at the sun. Stare at the ocean. And meditate. Meditation is you choosing what program you decide to download and subscribe to. And if I had to choose, as much as everything is popular and it's awesome, I choose within. I choose myself. I think that human beings are the most intriguing course that you can ever take in life, to get to know another human being internally, fully, yourself, how you work, what affects you, what is a program, and what is what you want, what are your soul urges, and your connection to the divine, and how to become more of it, become light. You become light in a light body when you declutter yourself from all these outdated ways of thinking, and you can only do that by finding truth. And I am telling you that going within is a very powerful choice. So, vote yes on prop meditation. Good morning.